Hello, this is the bookshelf, 126 Broad Street in Thomasville. It is Thursday, November the 6th, and we're going to have a little teaser about what to expect at a poetry reading in a few minutes. And I hope you will enjoy.
Hello. I saw you out there taking pictures a while ago.
Yeah.
And I was afraid I was going to get in one.
Oh, you were. You were the best part of the picture.
Thank you.
You have a great future.
I hope so.
Tell that to someone who has money.
Welcome everyone. This is just a little teaser about what you can expect when you come to a poetry reading. You're going to hear a little bit about poetry, of course, which if you just read your poetry, you're only getting part of it, although some poetry is primarily read, most of it is spoken, and it goes way back thousands of years in our culture and other cultures as well. One of the new forms of poetry is called the prose poem, which is similar to fiction, but it's poetic, and it generally has a couple of turns and returns and is more bizarre than your typical fiction. So this is a prose poem. Writing frame above that grand stage. I watched this rock from across the stream. I tied it to the sun. The sun set. This rock pulled away and everything pulled away with it. I pulled back, then my professor brought forth celery stalks for the whole class. He inquired, "Do you think you can write a prose poem?" "We contrive," we answered. The sun arose from the west and flung this rock at us. From over its shoulder I watched this rock from across the stream. Since it took more calories to chew and to chemically break down the pulpy stalk than my body received from consuming the celery as nourishment, this rock fell short. Its potential rest overcame its spent energy. So all I got wet was wet from its sea wave. "We'll keep on driving," we declared. As if I was sitting atop the edge of a frame, I rose, arcing westward, and tossed my celery, which spun slowly in suspension. Everything, it seemed, had followed the sun and this rock. The view from such a nexus is awesome, I tell you, but the threat within grown real. Either we choose triving, or your professor will receive no more stalks to hand you. We swore on absolute zero. Our days of trive and rising were over. Truth be known, we were worn, erose, from the friction and a net caloric loss. But such is the nature of affliction, that addicts will crave celery nonetheless. And all the troop, slender flare of stalks dancing can across that grand stage. Like a vice did the trap's frame slam shut. Something recoiled, and our minds shuddered. My celery, multifurcated flotsam, floated away. I watched this rock from across the street. So you see, with a prose poem, not only do you turn within it, but you return as well. And it goes places that fiction would not ordinarily go. The sonnet, however, is a more traditional form, and the sonnet is not boring, although many people think of it as boring nowadays. I've seen sonnets. They call themselves sonnets just because they have 14 things in them. Well, I don't know if that's a real sonnet. And we have a sonnet purist here, our sonnet queen, Miss June. And she's very much about it must be iambic pentameter and properly in 10 syllables and beats. And that's fine. That's the pure sonnet, or the pure Elizabethan or English sonnet. But you can vary your, make it your own, make it your signature, vary your cadences and your steps, your iambs, if you will. The iambs are the feet, and the iambic pentameter beat is da-dum, 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 da-dum. 5 steps, 10 beats altogether. So this is a sonnet where you will hear the pentameter and the rhythm vary. But there are 10 beats. And generally you will have the first 8 lines telling you something, and then the next 4, 8 to 12, will vary, and then the last 2 will be a rhyming couplet at the end. Where faith resides, joy springs unabashed. Joy is the Lord residing in my heart. Joy cannot still its dance beside the ark. Singular the vow that I must fulfill. sincere, complete surrender of my will. Quicken to the thrill surging through my soul, emerging from my lips comes faith extolled. These pipes at sundown thrall the stars attune, light to the grasses of a meadow moon. Given perfection open in my eyes, expanding earth and seas across the skies. Am I forgiven when I understate how greater is that greatness I relate? There, but for the grace of your joy risen, do I gain directly into heaven. And I hope when you get an opportunity to go to a poetry reading, you will go, because it's interesting. It can be fun, and there's a lot more than just those two poems. And I prithee attend. Thank you.